opportunities to get out with the battle dance as well. So pretty good at those early tower dives. Is locked in, and we've got ourselves big old dive comp from BDS trying to get the resets for the Viego. On the other side, you've got a lot of agency for Alvaro with that chunk and gets a solid one onto Jojo. All the while, 113 start up the Dragon, but Mewin and Elio coming over. Oh! 113 now slowed down. Nice move up from MKOI looking for the lane pressure, but here comes Alvaro from behind onto Nuke, who's going to go down. Jojo slides on in and claims the kill.
Chance to use either though, walks up too far, loses his life.
Getting a second kill after is rough, and now we're looking at potential dive. Double shattering strike. Alvaro gets a huge moment. The Stranglethorns after, and BDS bot lane is being taken to the cleaners.
I'm going to trust them, and yeah, I mean, it does unlock a reset composition. Can they get something here? He's in the middle of a fight.
Good chunk on Delioyo, who's very low, throws down the Stranglethorns, gets a big knock-up, trying to get away, doesn't quite have the flash. 1 for 1 right now. Paris shuffled away by Jojo, looking to get an auto or 2 more down, can't get to the blast cone. And Jojo picks up the Kazante, and we were saying he's supposed to be a side character. Mewin says, actually, I want an action sequence too. Super, summons the Fate's Call. Alvaro goes for a crash down on top of 2. 113 is around, teleports continue to fly as MKOI want to really force this, and a rend comes on.
Leaving them alone for a dive. Yoi's going to go and scoop up these grubs. 113 might be able to get a smite steal, but Alvaro is warding him away. 6 grubs to Movistar KazaLoLLCShighlights. They get themselves the feats of strength in terms of the kills too. They are, with this, unlocking the full set of them. Upgraded boots earned by that for the bot lane here. That the Kalista manages to stack up the lethal tempo stack so quickly, so early, and just keeps jumping forward. You can use so much of that mobility, and just completely shreds through Corki. First tower going over towards Jojo on the Azir 2-0. Catch someone out, but actually, if you're doing it bot lane, I think they've been sniffed out just a bit. Movistar KazaLoLLCShighlights really on it today. Everyone's going onto it.
Into the public execution. Alvaro's going to try and buy some time, but there's a shuffle to get Jojo out to safety. Stranglethorns comes down. Paris now in danger. They have to back away. There is a teleport. Super's here as well. Huge W as Mewin goes all out. 113 will claim Jojo finally, but I think the damage is done. Hang on. Flash away. Double for 113. There's something coming back. Can look to steal another body. I don't think he's going to have quite enough to hop anymore. At least gets 2 back. It's a 2 for 2, all things said and done.
BDS were always going to look for that kind of play, catch someone away from the group, but Movistar KazaLoLLCShighlights see it coming, and they do largely win out on it, and with the 6 scrubs, they get to capitalize on it too. Ice is pushing in the mid lane. He'll get something from that, at least for BDS, in terms of some tower plates, I suppose, in the mid lane. He's not going to be able to take the whole thing. It's a couple of kills down, and the resets, you can see the potential of the Viego River, and that's a bit of a problem. They don't even have that much range to play around, which they'd normally draft.
They have got the 1 ward in the banana bush, though, which is making a little bit more of an information, or giving them a little more information they might have otherwise. Doesn't stop the Herald going down, though, and BDS kind of just awkwardly looking. Now, Mewin on a flank is making the retreat through a bit of an awkward path here.
A little bit. Mewin still spoiling a little bit for a fight. Everyone runs up here, 5v5 in the middle of the map. What's Mewin doing here?
It's a bit of a chunk, and that's a great route from the side of Elioyo. Forces a flash and an ult out from 113.
BDS, sadly, because they spent so much time contesting the Herald, they don't even have a chance to really do much about Dragon. They can't even do that now. The Herald's being put down into mid lane. I like what Movistar KazaLoLLCShighlights are doing here. They say, well, we're going to take the Herald. We don't have to take the Dragon now. We can use the Herald to slam into mid lane, force BDS to just stay here. Well, they can't really do much about it. Dragon potentially sets up. You can see that Paris on a very long flank, actually. Has ult, has flash, might be able to do something.
It's still
quite a long angle.
See, he's trying to make it out.
Feels a little bit late. They've not really managed to get anything away from the objectives that MKOI are starting to take. Polish on the tower, easy in a tower take. You can see that, of course, Nuke is pushing the top lane now, but because that teleport came out, BDS, yeah.
Finishes a little bit, and buys half of the next one. Yeah, I mean, this guy is so strong.
One of the lesser-known terms in League. Either way, a bit more tanky makes it much harder to get the resets. Bit of a brush bait.
Nice push bait. It's onto the backline. Super and Elioyo caught out. Huge play from BDS. Can they finish the job, though? As 113's gone in and not really got the reset they were looking for. Only find 1 for 1. Full of spears currently. Again, you are now into a position where even if you contest, it's not even with the Kalista end, and 113 caught out trying to find an angle. Sticking it full of spears currently. Again, you are now into a position where even if you contest, it's not even with the Kalista end, and 113 caught out trying to find an angle to come in and see what's happening at Atakan and just dies. Now there's no smite contest at all.
And that's going to be a bit of an issue. So, Movistar KazaLoLLCShighlights, do they go straight back towards the Atakan? Yes, they do. You can see the hop, the skip, and the jump on the minimap of the Kalista, putting the spears into it. Ice is going to be able to take the mid lane out of turret, which is something for BDS. It'll give them an ability to put down wards into the enemy jungle if they can find a route in there. But Atakan taken for free.
claimed, and now it's a 3v4 in the mid lane. The Movistar KazaLoLLCShighlights were very happy to take, and you can't really blame them at this point. The frontline plus in Azir does a lot of work, and Nuke forced to go between worlds and will hop to the other side of his arena briefly, but that's another ultimate down, and BDS, it feels like they just don't have anything left to try.
Well, Paris is currently off vision. He might try something here.
Tries to go in, and there's the public execution after they get a withdrawal, but then the turnaround begins to come on through. The Stranglethorns are there. Fate's Call used a double kill to Elyoya, and they keep trading back. There's another withdrawal down at least, but that's not as easy as you want as Super. It's just untouched, just stuck Irrelevant full of quite a few spears. And he'll back away to make sure he's out of range of the Rend.
Credit to Paris for looking for something. Ends up being a 2-for-2 with kills to withdrawals, so even then it's tilted in favor of Movistar KazaLoLLCShighlights. They use the 6 scrubs to take down the center of this composition on the Kalista, getting another objective. They are currently one objective, that one dragon, which went over to BDS, away from me. Back to the serious part of it. But the Merc Treads does make him a little bit more defensible. Really trying to play around vision here on BDS, but his Nuke just caught out.
The killer bunny rabbit with the sharp pointy teeth is eating a holy hand grenade of Antioch this time around. Nuke is about to be nuked, do you think, but actually managed to walk away. The Investor goes in, and Paris tried to buy some time. Look at Jojo on the flank, looking for an angle, gets a few with the Emperor's Divide. Descending from the north of Canada into Europe to find a few here in his first match in playoffs. All out goes Mirwin, and Irrelevant is just that in this game. Pick up a Baron and BDS, it is a miracle or next game, I think, is all they've got left to work with.
I mean, I'm not going to criticize BDS for trying. Like, once again, Paris is in a brush. They're doing the same thing over and over. It's got to work at some point, right?
Here goes Paris and 1-1-3 into the backline onto Jojo, who might be the target, but he's so damn tanky, he gets to slide away. You can't blame him for looking. There's just not enough in the back pockets. Their weapons are just rusted and not dangerous enough to get through all of the armor, all of the health, and all of the turnaround punches the Movistar KazaLoLLCShighlights keep throwing. They pick up a tier 2. They don't lose a member. And Irrelevant and 1-1-3 both fall.
How do you kill this Azir? Jojo Pune makes it out. They don't get the resets again. It's going to be a kill of Towards. Look on the minimap. No. No, they don't. So that one's a little bit difficult. The bunny will have to hop their way towards the fight from a different angle. And now suddenly BDS, they are caught out against the wall again. And now Luke's have to teleport into the middle of the team.
Super flashes away as Paris desperately tries to find a quickness. Doesn't quite find it. They lose Nuke. He's dead already. So is the top laner. Irrelevant out. 1-1-3 and Paris fleeing into Movistar KazaLoLLCShighlights' jungle. There is nowhere you can run that you'll be not pinned to the ground by Super on this Kalista, who is using that martial poise to continue to hunt for this Viego, who's desperately trying to run away, but at this point, he's got a yakety sax in a dream. It doesn't really matter. The soul is significantly more important. He will get to reset, but that's all you can say, because Movistar KazaLoLLCShighlights are shoving to break the base.
Nuke! The middle of the team is not a flank. That's not the ward you want. Flies into the middle of the team, has damage, but not able to use any of it.
Bar.
And with the 6 grubs as well, you get the support on the top lane, able to shred through towers on their own. Super is left to do the dragon on his own. He's allowed to go out and have his own curfew now. The rest of the team will pick him up later. 2 inhibs down from 2 lane pushes, get a dragon and a hexgate back out to the rest of their team. Movistar KazaLoLLCShighlights, what a clean sweep.
Look, we were setting this up as an archetype of fast v slow, but then there's Mach 5 and not out of the starting gate, it feels like this time. BDS have been shell-shocked.
It really has ever been since that laning phase from that Kalista. I think it's got so difficult. Jojo! What a sweep.
Taken out by Jojo. Goes looking for another. 3-1-10 now.
Turns out you can't play the vision bait if you don't have an engager to sit there. You're dead. You can't look for that one again. And now with that pick, they might just look towards the Nexus itself. There's a teleport back to the turrets from Irrelevant, who sadly, I don't think I've ever mentioned him. Besides that, this game, he's not had anything to do. Movistar KazaLoLLCShighlights moving towards the turrets.
Looking to end the game. Movistar KazaLoLLCShighlights hop on forwards, and BDS are going to throw one last gasp. But it is just their last breath before Movistar KazaLoLLCShighlights put them out of their misery. It has been a shellacking. They have destroyed this game from the early tower dive, from the early 2v2 damage, and they've not looked back. Taking a fair amount of damage shoving through these turrets, though. They've got Hex Soul and a Dream, and the Nexus likely still falls. Movistar KazaLoLLCShighlights going to play with their food a little before ending it all.
Aperitif for the series, first game of Fearless down. Movistar KazaLoLLCShighlights, this was not close. BDS back to the drawing board.
Credit over there just before the end of the game to Alvaro. He was 23 out of 24 kill participation. We'd highlighted him early, and he really was absolutely everywhere that game. They were going fast, and it was off the back. Things like that Kalista lane and all the rest of it. But we are going to throw to a break for now. When we come back, it will be the desk breaking down that destructive game 1 for Movistar.